I was watching the most recent inspirational welcome video at the United States Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And I heard a phrase that I had not heard in quite some time. One of the sports psychologists in the film stated, "Attention is the currency of performance." The words leapt off the speaker's mouth and revived my psyche. I believe the reason why those words resonate with me now is because of overhearing some comments of high school competitors at the Colorado State track and field meet, which was postponed due to snow. They were complaining about the weather conditions. We often win or lose races before the race is even run. Other times we lose a race in the middle of the race. And lastly, we lose the race at the finish. In either of these cases, this is due to not depositing enough attention towards our performance. In the start, Wallace Spearman, one of our great American sprinters, stated in that same video that we all have the same start line. I liken that to mean that no matter if it's windy, if it's snowy, if it's rainy, all competitors line up on the same line to run the same race. You might not like the weather conditions of the day, but the day's conditions are likened to everyone. Just deal with it and move forward. With my athletes, I have them practice in all types of weather. This way, they are less likely to complain on race day. They're more likely to compare it to a similar day in training, and I call these days +1 days. +1 days are days that your competitor is not going to put in the work or the effort, but you do. You are one day up on them because they can never get that day back. In the race, during the race, attention is often lost because focus is taken off the end goal or the task at hand. Especially this happens in the hurdles where there's always an arm that flies in someone else's lane or maybe even a hurdle that might do the same thing. When you are focused on a task and driving towards the finish, stay focused on the mechanics of what you have practiced, what you have learned. Know that your training is going to take over during the race. Try not to get caught up in running someone else's race. I made the mistake of stating that I only had to best the world record of one of my competitors in order to win the competition. When I did, I was elated, I was ecstatic until my competitor bested my mark. Set your sight beyond what you think is possible. In the business world, we call this a stretch goal. It is designed to make you feel uncomfortable. And finally, the race is lost at the finish. I can't count the number of times, the number of athletes I've seen track meets across the nation that the people or the competitor lets up just before the finish and they get past the last second. The celebration comes way too early, resulting in a status and a finish that's often too hard to swallow. Pride comes before a fall, and a temper tantrum comes afterwards usually, and they start banging their hands on the ground. I don't believe I just did that. My collegiate coach always told us to run 5 meters past the finish. I still practice this on my job today at the United States Olympic Committee or in a personal business or whatever I'm tasked with at hand. And that's to give the extra effort. Show up early, leave late, always respect people for the work that they have done, and if nothing else, always say thank you. We all want to win, and like Wallace Spearman always said in his comments, no one trains for second place. When we pay attention to the little things, we build our currency, and our performance is sure. Take the following actions in your life. Look for the +1 days. Keep a journal of focus. Then record these results in our Facebook group page. And my name is John Register. This has been your Thursday Inspired Thought. Go forth and inspire your world.